Lift off and the clock has started.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 11 of Relationships Through the Looking Glass. We are super excited. This is our first live edition of our podcast. So we're going to see how this flows. There might be some hiccups, might be some bugs, but we'll see how we'll be able to smooth this out. If you're wanting to come up and join us, go ahead and click one of the call-in buttons or at top, or you can click the phone icon at the bottom. But today we are going to talk about all the things that we discussed this month. And we'll also have some previous guests who can kind of join in on that conversation. So to get started, I'm going to go and see who I can bring up to call in or to talk with me. And we're going to go ahead and start covering some of the topics that we had in the month of August. In the first August month, this is not the first month. The first topic that we discussed coming into August was the topic of vulnerability. So with vulnerability, we had a really kind of deep conversation about what it is of it, but at the same time, we wanted to discuss why it's important in relationships and how it can make relationships enhanced, right? So for that conversation, our guest was Mr. Black Ovation with All Things Black podcast. He was available for us, and he's actually in Wonderland with us today. So I'm going to see if I can get him to come to the stage and kind of check in and tell us, after that podcast, was there anything that stood out, or was there anything that he kind of enhanced within his own life, or how he saw what vulnerability means? So as we give him some moments to come up to the stage, I'm going to reach out to Keisha because she's here with us now. And what do you think about when I say the term vulnerability? Because that's one of the episodes Nicole was on, so we didn't get a chance to hear your feedback. So when I talk about the term vulnerability, Keisha, what are some things that you think about?
Hey, everybody. I think vulnerability is just a state of being really, really tender and open, sometimes a little too open to the point of actually getting your heart broken or accepting people, things, situations that you normally would not accept if you were not in a state of vulnerability. It is definitely something I think everybody have went through at some point in life, and if you hadn't experienced it yet, live a little longer, like my grandma would say. It will come along. So I think it's important to identify when you are in a state of vulnerability. Try your hardest not to make any big decisions, especially when it comes down to relationships, and just knowing healthy ways of getting out of that state of vulnerability is very important.
Right. I know for me, that was I'm not even gonna lie. That was a icky topic. And I was very transparent about why it was an icky topic. Um, because when I think vulnerability, I'm just thinking, ugh, like threat, you know? I'm thinking, what are all the ways somebody can hurt you? So it was really interesting to talk about it. Now Nicole had a different view within that aspect, and hopefully she'll join us here shortly to kind of give her opinion as it relates to vulnerability. But it was definitely something that it took a moment to sit and process, right? It was just like, I know it's something that you need in a relationship. Like you can't progress in a relationship without it. But at the same time, it was how how do you know when to do it? You know? How do you
I
know when
think
to
that's
do it?
that is definitely like a question that's still, I ponder with from time to time too. How do you know when it's okay to be vulnerable and with who?
Right.
So
The with
that's
who?
yes,
The with
yes, because
who
not
is
everybody, yeah. I just think not everybody can handle your state of vulnerability. Sometimes people use it to their advantage. So, it's just knowing when it's okay and with who.
right. And that's that's what's concerning because if you do this with the wrong person, there's not really good outcomes. Um so yeah, I'm really, and I really feel bad because I'm not really a good cheerleader for vulnerability, and I know you need it, but it's just I think my experience with it has not been good. You know, what would be your experience when somebody says vulnerability to you in your own experiences? Like, were there any indicators that said, okay, it's okay to be vulnerable? Did you get any like indicators on your end when you're with somebody where you're like, okay, it's okay to do this now? That's for you,
Well,
Keisha. Oh,
for me, woo, spotlight on
spotlight on
me.
you.
Okay. I've had wolves in sheep clothing where they appeared to be um okay with me being vulnerable, and they actually used it to their advantage. And so in the end, of course, I got hurt, and I just felt just so foolish for showing that. But I can definitely say it's a level of trust to be able to be vulnerable with someone. Now, I've had an experience where I was vulnerable with someone, and it was a very good outcome. So I think it's just knowing and trusting that person to open up and be vulnerable with. I think it is definitely important in a relationship for both parties to show their state of vulnerability, because now it's like the front is over. We're no longer fronting. We're no longer just seeing the good sides of me. We're no longer in that blissful honeymoon stage. Now we get into the depths of things. So I think it's important to have that. It definitely is. It's just knowing when and with who.
And with who? Right.
Yeah.
What would be before we jump to the next topic? Because, like I said, we can. Ugh. I don't, and
Yeah.
I don't want people to hear like vulnerability. Oh, that's a bad thing. I'm not. I don't want that. But it's like, I think the challenge is always are you being how do you know you're being vulnerable with the right person? And and then there's that also that issue with the person might seem like it's the right person at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like how do we know? How do we know when it's the right time for somebody to choose to be vulnerable? I'm trying to get we have Darius here from What the Beep podcast. So I'm trying to get him up on the stage. Hey Darius, welcome.
Oh, did I make it?
Hey.
You did.
Oh, snap, I'm in.
Welcome.
I feel like I was calling the radio station for some tickets.
You're so silly.
I did this before, so I was like, I'm in the queue. Oh, snap.
You
I gotta
are
get
the
my
nice
trivia question
caller.
answered.
Yes.
You are.
You're the
Oh,
nice
snap. And
caller.
I can't wait to go see Yakko Smirnoff at the Iowa Fair.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And
How
I
y'all
also
doing?
want to, we're doing good. I also want to
Hey.
introduce Daryl, Mr. Black Ovation with All Things Podcast. He's also on the stage.
Well, hello.
Oh, man.
What's up?
Uh-oh.
What's up? What's up?
There he
Oh, now I gotta
is.
change my voice. Now
I know, right?
Yeah, so, how y'all
Hey.
doing? I'm happy to
The
be here, though.
voice.
Yeah,
The
no.
voice has entered the building. So now that we have Darius and Daryl, the two D's, what from a male's perspective, we were talking about vulnerability and kind of recapping what we were talking about on the episode with you, Daryl, that was on. Kind of from y'all standpoint, myself and Keisha were just talking about how it can be a scary thing because you don't know when it's the right time to be vulnerable with somebody, but you know that you have to be if you want the relationship to grow. So, Darius, when I use the term vulnerability, like in your relationship with your wife, like when did you know it was the right time to start going in that direction?
I don't know if you ever know. I mean, it's not something that you can just put a chart on. Like today's the day. I'ma just cry in front of her. It's just one of those things that just, if you feel comfortable with someone, it happens. It's not. I don't know if you can put a time limit on it. Like in 10 years, I finally feel free enough to do it. It just, like I said, it just happens. I mean, it's just one of the things you can't control emotions sometimes, especially as humans. We try to bottle that up. I know me, I'm not the most emotional guy, but I try.
Well, I think you do an amazing job. From the Speak Your Life challenge that your wife sent in, it would appear to be that you're doing an amazing job with it. So we're going
Oh, that
to
was a good day. You should see them bad days out where I talk too much or do something stupid as I'm prone to do because it's in my nature.
but sometimes those are funny. Like I think I'm speaking for
Yeah.
myself. Sometimes the stuff I do that's stupid, like people find hilarious because I'm just
Oh,
really
yeah.
dorky that way. So, and how about you, Daryl? When I know you were on the podcast with us, but just kind of recapping, like how do you know, in your opinion, when it's the right time to be vulnerable with somebody?
Ooh, I would probably say when that person shows really how trustworthy they are. I think we talked about this last time. You know, you give people bits of information or bits of things that you kind of test them to see how they would handle that information. So when that person is really seen as trustworthy, then you can actually kind of let your guard down and show that vulnerability. Uh,
And what would you consider trustworthy? Like what would you be looking for to determine if somebody's trustworthy or not?
whether or not they run their damn mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah!
Okay. Well, all
You know,
right.
you know what I'm saying.
Oh gosh.
So
Well,
what it used to be. This you got to put this in the right context though. That that old saying, "All in stays in, all out stays out." You know, that's a old like country saying, but it does hold a lot of weight. And when you're in a relationship with somebody, you really have to protect and guard that relationship. It's sacred. So you just don't divulge all the information out about what the hell is going on. Again, too many people open themselves up for things to occur in their relationship to break it down. There's some things you just can't talk about.
right.
That's sacred. That's yours. So, close your mouth.
Okay.
Right. Sweet
We
to
heard
the
it.
point. Sweet to
Yep.
the point. Close
Close
your
your
mouth.
flipping mouth. Close your flipping mouth. Right.
Okay.
So, and Nicole's going to be here shortly to talk about her viewpoint with vulnerability because, like, she definitely has her own opinion about the importance of vulnerability in a relationship. Um, and like I said, it's something that you need, but you just have to be careful because giving that to the wrong individual can have outcomes that not only impact you within that relationship, but relationships beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, vulnerability.
Michelle, real quick, you can ask my wife if I do messed up things because she's on the other mic. So,
Hey, wifey! Introduce her to the team. I love her. Like I literally have not met her in person, but I love her. Like I felt my energy when I was watching that Speak Your Life challenge. I was like, that's exactly how I would do it. Like, so she's amazing.
Oh, wait,
Thank
wait,
you.
wait. Let me chime in real quick. Is this the one that I saw on your page and the sister was talking?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna see if I can give you some sprinkles or something for that. I thought that was actually dope. I love that.
Oh,
That
he's
was
gonna give you
dope.
some sprinkles. He's giving you
Hey
All
man,
sprinkles.
right. Yay for the sprinkles.
I don't know if y'all can hear her.
So here's a question. Oh, did you introduce her? Introduce her by name and everything.
Oh, my
I was so
wife, Tiana
excited.
Chambers. Well, I didn't know because again, I felt like I was going to the radio station. I'm not used to this. Thinking they was using me. So y'all gotta forgive my radio etiquette because I ain't had no home training.
How did you know when it was okay to be safe and vulnerable with Darius? That's the question.
Can y'all hear me? Because I'm like on a different like.
Can y'all hear her?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, it is still a working tool for me. I'm still working on that. I was raised by a single parent, and with that, it became a whole bunch of I'm gonna do what I need to do on my own, independent woman type stuff. But I'm still working on it. Recently, I have opened up a little bit more. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, y'all been together for 8 years, 8, 9 years."
Ooh,
Stop it! Don't do that. But it's we've been married for 6. Don't do that. We've been married for 6, but it's still a conversation of trying to break generational curse, as it will, because I grew up with that. Well, you don't need a man for anything. You do.
Right.
You do need them for some things here. Like, don't act like you can just be an independent woman all the time for yourself. So it's still a work in progress with me. And I give it to him because he has been being pretty patient with me during this. But yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I think that's something that would have to be, especially like I like how you said the person has to be patient. I know for me, any individual who's dealing with me is going to have to be patient.
Oh boy.
I mean, I know me. Like I know me.
Okay,
And,
Rapunzel.
yeah, they call me Rapunzel because I stay up in my tower and I don't do anything and I don't go anywhere. But it's it's safer that way. You know, it's safer because
But is it? Is it safer? Is it truly safer that way, Michelle? Is it?
I think so. Right? I don't know who's popcorning, but I hear popcorning. I don't know. Okay, it stopped now. It stopped now. I think
do
it's
some popcorn, but
and I know the next live I think I'm gonna have some popcorn and wine. It feels safer in the aspect of you can guard yourself. And I guess that's the whole vulnerability thing, right? It's like you can build a fortress, you're up in this tall tower, you're not engaging with people. It makes me sound weird. But it's kind of
It doesn't make you sound weird. I understand what you're saying.
yeah,
But
it's
you know
kind of like
what?
the protection.
But once she's out, she is out. She's
Oh yeah, I'm a different person.
Once you get her out.
I'm a different person. I went to see Mike Epps Friday, and man, look,
Yeah,
I
I had
love
to get her
me.
off the stage. She was on the stage.
I love me some Mike Epps. What? I know everyone's like Mike Epps from Friday. Yes, yes, Mike Epps from Friday. But yeah, so I'm a different person with the right environment. But yeah, vulnerability is something that it's a work in progress. So I'm glad you brought that up. And now we're going to kind of transition to the conversation that we had with Darius and Big Smash about speaking life into your partner and the importance of that. And I will say Darius and Big Smash and just most of the gentlemen that I've had the privilege or we've had the privilege to interview have given me a renewed hope in men because I'm like, wow, there's decent guys out here. Like to hear Darius talk about you, you know, and to hear Big Smash talk about his wife, it was like, wow. Like, I just had a conversation with my little brother, and he literally just told me in such colorful words that, all I do is hang. All I do is attract lames, and he didn't use those. Yeah, he used some very strong language, and I'm like, maybe that says something about me. If that's a reoccurring thing, I don't know what, but it's whatever. But so hearing that from black men talked about their wives, it felt good. Like, wow. So I'm throwing it, I'm gonna, because Daryl's been quiet. So I'm gonna throw it to Daryl first. Tell me kind of your viewpoint when you hear the term speaking life into somebody. What does that mean to you? And what would that look like if somebody was speaking life into you?
I'm a running hide right now.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Daryl, did you run away?
I'm just joking. I'm here. Can you hear me?
yes.
Hello?
Daryl ran away. Daryl's gone.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Can you
I
hear me?
can't hear him.
Y'all can hear him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's here.
That's
Wow,
weird.
I can't hear Daryl. I guess I'm not supposed to hear what he's saying right now.
Do I need to
Yes.
leave and come back?
I think that's the problem. See, he got blocked because he a good dude.
No, I can't.
Oh,
I literally
no.
can't.
Come on,
Oh,
Michelle. Come out and
You gotta- your energy is throwing him off, so.
Oh, no.
wow.
We
Man.
can
Come on,
I'm gonna translate for you.
Y'all, hold on. Y'all can really hear him.
Yes,
Y'all
we can hear him.
Y'all can hear him. This is
Yes.
weird.
He exists.
Michelle, we can hear him.
Why is God blocking? Lord will not let me hear what he has to say. I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't-
He said
that's weird.
Crazy.
I mean, I can step out and come back in.
He said he can step out and come back in.
Okay. That is y'all, that's weird.
All right,
I hear
try it.
everybody else. Oh, who do we have on the stage?
It's me.
Hey, Nicole!
I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
So we were talking about vulnerability, and we're gonna circle back around. You saw I use my work term. We're gonna circle back around and let you hit some high points because I really didn't paint a really pretty picture of it. But right now we're on talking about speaking life into your partner, and Darius has his wife with him that we heard him so
Nice.
eloquently speak life into on the podcast.
Nice.
And Daryl's here too, and he was talking about what speaking life looks like, and everybody could hear it but me.
Yeah, I even heard him.
You heard him too?
Wow, Michelle, really.
Only you.
I'm serious. That is weird. I guess I'm not supposed to know what speaking life into Daryl is.
I don't know who you peed
So,
off, but
you guys can do it.
Not a
Put a root on you.
Not a
I know. I don't know. Are you back, Daryl?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
See, I'm blocking for you. I'll hear you.
Okay, I'm ready. Tell me,
What
because
was the-
apparently
what was-
everybody
what
else.
was the- What was the question again?
What does speaking life into your partner mean to you, and what would that look like if somebody was speaking life to you? So what does it mean on a general term, but what does it mean specifically to you? What would that look like?
What that would look like for me to my partner is that I've done an intense study of my partner. I know women study men intensely, but a lot of times men don't study women like women study men. So, that would mean I would really have to respect or look again at my partner to really look through, her appearance and the things that she do to really get an in-depth view of who she really is from the mental, the spiritual, and of course the physical plane. So by me studying her, I would be able to understand all of those little nuances and things that would allow me to speak life into her, like her creative side. So I'm studying that. Her humor, I'm studying that, right? The things that she loves, I'm studying that. And when she gets to a low point, I'm actually able to reach down deep in her and speak that life into her to bring her back up and actually to elevate her to the next stage. So I'm all the time studying, my woman. So that's the thing that I know a lot of men don't do. So, and with that said, my significant other, if she's done her due diligence, which I believe a lot of women do, they study men. So she would be able to actually look at me almost basically in the same vein and shore up the areas of weakness in me to come, to make me into the person or help me to be, develop into the man that I'm supposed to be, and becoming. So I guess that's what I would say.
Okay. And I heard it. I heard it this time.
I
That
don't
was
know if
so
it made
weird.
sense, but hey,
No, it made sense. It made sense. And since Nicole is with us now, how about you kind of give us some insight too, Nicole, for you? Like, what does it mean? And I know we talked about this on the podcast, but specifically, what does it mean to you when we talk about speaking life? And what would that look like if your partner is speaking life into you?
Mm. Uh, so speaking life into me, it's not necessarily like I'm everybody else's biggest cheerleader, so I'm not used to having a cheerleader. So one, it's being in my corner and understanding, my passions and my interests and just supporting them as opposed to questioning to death, which then, puts some doubt in my mind. So as long as I like it and I'm intrigued by it, just roll with me, just support it. I don't need the second guessing because that, would essentially tear down my drive to either talk about it with you or engage with you. But, just be supportive of whatever my dreams or whatever I'm going, for the moment, whatever that is, just roll with me and support me and, speak life as far as more encouragement versus putting doubt into whatever it is. I appreciate someone that does can identify the gaps that I'm not seeing. But, if we have a good relationship, we're able to show me the gaps to a place where I will receive it as that, as opposed to criticism.
Ooh, and that's a big one. Yeah, the whole like,
And I
that's a
think
whole
that,
nother topic.
right.
Criticism.
And it's definitely about the delivery for one, especially when you're dealing with the different sexes. So for me, dealing with different styles of communication, you would definitely speak to the different personalities and the different sexes in a way. You want to speak in a way that they'll receive it and receive it in an encouraging manner versus a critical manner. So that's where I think it's important to, like he said, to study your partner and to broaden your perception of your partner and feel safe knowing that I am, whatever we are saying to each other is coming from a place of love. I'm not trying to doubt you or criticize you, that sort of thing.
Right,
That's
right.
what I would need.
And like you said, and it's all the delivery. Like the example I gave with my brother. My relationship with my brother is one of such where he can be extremely honest with me. And even though the words might come out like, dang, our relationship is one that's so, we are extremely close. So I know whatever he says is only for betterment or jokes, one or the other. A lot of times it's both. But I hear what he says and I receive it. And that's another thing, is like to be able to receive it. And that's something we talked about too, right, Darius? Like we can speak life into somebody all day, but if they are not able to receive it, what point is it? Right?
I'd also like to share, I was reading a book this week and it talks about being able to receive feedback, and depending on the relationship with the person is how you will or will not receive feedback. So like, for example, if an ex is giving you feedback, you're more, depending on the relationship, not likely to take that feedback versus if your mother or somebody that you normally have a good relationship with. So
Yeah,
the
I guess I can
relationship
see
with the
that.
person does matter.
Could you imagine your ex like
Absolutely.
You know one thing, but you know what? Then there has to be, are you open to that? Like, if sometimes an ex can tell you, yeah, this is why we're not together, and it can be helpful, right? So I'm gonna throw that back to the two gentlemen, Darius and Daryl. Um, how would you receive that if an ex came to you and said, you know, I just to make yourself a better human?
I'm gonna have to recluse myself and plead the fifth on that one because my wife is doing the time. So
I did no such thing. I did no such thing. I just
because
so
if the
happened
ex has
to look
contacted me
over,
after all these
and he
years,
was standing above me. That had nothing to do with the question.
That's a smart man right there. That's a smart
He's
man.
like,
That
look,
had nothing to do with the question. Though. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
So I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've walked away from her. I felt for my life.
We were waiting for the quintessential, what was the question?
right.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. What was the question again?
He's fired.
If an ex came to you and said, you know, as a part of personal growth or whatever, these are some of the things that I experienced with you in the relationship that you might want to work on, would you be able to receive that?
No, well, let's make it fair. How about an ex-boss? A boss that you used to have.
No, we don't want to make it
No one
easy.
to work for. It's not easy.
It's because he wouldn't care about.
I wouldn't care about it.
Yeah, I'm like,
but that proves that proves the point that, you know, somebody that's in your past, you're not able to receive feedback because you now have disregarded their opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, me,
Bingo.
I can receive criticism from an ex. I don't know if I would. Here's the thing.
But would it be criticism?
How long? Like feedback. Okay, feedback. That's a different word, I guess.
Right.
I don't know because if it's been a long time, then it's kind of mute to me. Like,
right.
You can't wait 5 years and be like, oh well, you know what? I ain't like the way you chewed your food. Like that's to me now is dead and gone. Like
yeah, that's
6 months
irrelevant.
after I can see that.
That's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not helpful.
It depends on, you know, what the feedback is and how long it's been and why you're coming to me out of nowhere.
Bingo.
To give me
That's
this
it.
said feedback.
Right.
You know?
Agree.
Because you can wait out till I'm happy and then be like, oh, I see you happy. Let me run down on you and tell you why I didn't like you.
So Michelle.
Now I'm about to hop on somebody's podcast.
No, Victor, we can hear you. What's up, Victor?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I just took a break from filming a movie. What's going on, ladies? What's going on?
Hey. Thank you for stepping on the stage.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
And Daryl, you were about to say? I heard my name.
Yeah, exactly. So what he just said, what Darius just said, I'm echoing the same thing, just in case, you know, you want to ask me that question. You already answered it for me, so you don't have to ask me that question. He answered it for me.
That's not fair.
Well,
Thank you. That is not fair.
How?
Because I forgot the answer, so you have to reiterate, Daryl.
Okay, so
I
what
forgot.
I said was it depends on how you want him to answer or me to answer. I mean, I know what I said.
Okay. Now that we have another male, because Daryl's pleading that he's backing out, he's not going to answer the question in his own words.
I answered the question for him.
He answered it for me. You know, you see Daryl and Darius, you know, the 2D, so you know he got it for me.
Like 90.
Fine,
we clicking,
okay.
right here. We clicking. He got it for me. He answered
We
it.
here.
So we're gonna ask Victor. So Victor, if a ex came to you from wherever, and I'm not giving a time frame, and said, you know, in our relationship you did da 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 da, and I just wanted to let you know so it could be something that you can work on in the future, how would you receive that?
I would just take it with a grain of salt and move on with my life because it's like you're not telling me you're telling me something I already know. You feel me? It's like because after we done broke up, I've already evaluated like where did I go wrong and what could I've done better. So hearing it from you ain't really gonna mean nothing to me.
See, he just answered for me too.
Dang.
That's what I want to say.
Okay. So I have a question. So what if the relationship is over and you're having a friendly conversation with this person? It's friendly,
Derek said,
and and they
It's
begin
over.
to
It's
tell
over.
you, what went wrong, what they saw. Would you be more open to receive then?
I ain't never been friends with an ex, so I don't know what that feels like.
he's saying all the right things.
Co-sign, me too.
Oh, he's saying all the
I
right
mean,
things.
but no, even if she wasn't here, I'd say the same thing because I don't. Once it's over, and if it didn't work out, now it's over. I mean, if there's no
That's just
fixing it,
weird.
it's
Somebody coming back into your life to try to, evaluate something that went on in the past and then
Yeah,
give you some
like
feedback. It's just
I'll
weird.
take a
It's
football
weird to
coach
me.
I
It's
had in
weird.
10 years coming back and be like, hey man, remember when you ran that 40 wrong? Here's what you should have did.
Okay, what if what if a lot
So
of time hasn't passed? What if it was a short amount of time? What if it was somebody's trying to going through something and doing a whole journey of personal growth, and they're or somebody
like a
going through
12-step
it.
program.
Yeah, like somebody could be going through an AA was Alcohol Anonymous program, and they
Yeah, you gotta go
have
back
to
and
make
make
amends.
amends.
Well,
Okay.
let me
Then
add to the discussion here. So another part of the feedback is the identity of it. So like it triggers something within us. So our own issues. So if someone was saying, "Oh, whatever you wearing blue shirts on Thursdays triggers something," then they're not
Nicole
open
does
to
not like
receiving
blue
it
shirts,
either.
y'all. She does not like blue shirts. I'm just saying that is her go-to example every not.
It makes my eye
let's get into
twitch.
this. Why don't you like blue shirts?
She
Yeah, I
don't
want to know
like
that.
blue shirts,
My
man.
favorite
What is
color,
the root of
Nicole.
this
Because
blue
Oh my
shirt?
I'm used to talking with men, and men can identify a blue shirt. It makes the light bulb go on with them. So when I say blue shirt, they're like, "Yeah, I get it." So I'm just trying to talk how you'll receive.
I don't know because I work at Best Buy, so we have to wear blue shirts. So
Oh my gosh.
I offend you with my blue shirt?
But you automatically can see a blue shirt in your mind. So
Yeah,
that's why I use it. That's why I use it.
Okay, so the females then, the females. So we have heard from the men, and they're saying no, they don't even want to hear what you have to say. How about the females on the call? Because I know for me, depending on the nature of how the separation happened, right? If the separation happened and it was really nasty, then I probably would not be able to receive.
We ain't get that option. We was just told if she showed up, we had to take what she was about to say and process it. We didn't get to
Well, I'm
know
talking about
we
if
broke
you
up
guys had
that
an amicable, like you went
No.
to.
Why didn't we get that option? Because if we broke up that things are far, I there was nothing. You can't
Oh my God.
call me and be like, hey, brother, nah.
I would be open.
Hey, Derek's gonna speak for me for the rest of the interview. So
I'm the
he,
No.
he cooking. He's got it. He's got it. That's my
not
dude right now.
fair.
That's my
No.
dude. That's my dude.
I'm the
He killing
captain
it.
now.
He killing it.
I'm the captain now. Females. Okay, Nicole and Keisha, would you be able to? Because I know I've had. He has come back in grand asshole fashion and was very specific about you do this and you do this and blah 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 and yada yada yada, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and it allowed because one thing he came back and told me was I was a runner, and I was never really aware of that until he brought it to my attention. But when he did, I was able to address it. And I'm very much so a runner. And if something gets too emotionally intense, I'm escaping one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't something that I was aware of. So it was helpful, So Nicole and Keisha, would you all be able to receive feedback from an ex?
Well,
Well, I know Nicole says she don't talk to exes, so let's be
there you
hypothetical.
go.
Oh, don't forget, please
I
ask my
really
wife that
don't.
same question.
I really
I
don't
was
eat.
quiet in the corner. Don't put me out here on blast.
Oh no, she's next. We're gonna hear from her too.
Thank you. Keisha asked you where. I'm sorry.
No problem. I really don't either. Once the relationship is over, it's kind of over. But I did have a situation with one guy just before he got blocked on social media, telephone, everything. Where we had a conversation, And it was like kind of, it wasn't really, it was more so of an argument. But I'm the type of person, if somebody say something to me, and it may seem like they're criticizing me, I kind of go back and process it and filter it out. Okay, could this be true? Does this apply to me? If not, I dump it. So that's kind of happened to me one time. Now I've had folks, once they see you happy, they try to come back around. But in that sense, I could not receive it while we was in the midst of the conversation / argument. But once I processed some of it, I mean, he never knew, but after I processed it, some of it I was able to see, like, you know what, that's kind of true. So,
Right.
and
So
then I can make the
it's an
changes.
opportunity for self growth, right?
Yeah, I can, make the necessary changes as I move forward. So, yeah.
All right, Miss Chambers, your turn.
Wait, I wanted to say mine really quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so no, I don't associate or speak with any exes. However, I have been able, like through my own research of relationships, I've been able to see my own behavior and how it contributed to the demise. So not that the ex specifically told me you should have done blah, 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 but I can see like, ooh, in that relationship, I didn't do blah, 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 which probably contributed to the failure of it.
Got you. And he probably wore a lot of blue shirts. Just saying. My it color is yellow, so can't do it. Bright colors, blah. So okay, now Miss Chambers, would you be able to receive an ex coming to you and saying, "Hey, I just thought maybe you might want to know this so you can work on it"?
The only ex that I acknowledge is the son or is the father of my son. So no.
You said no?
The only ex that I acknowledge is the father of my son. Like, that's it. And I will talk to him. Even if he came to me with some stuff like I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but like the other girl said, depending on our relationship, if we do have a good co-parenting relationship, maybe I will listen to what he has to say, but if it has anything to do with a relationship, I'm just going to cut it off because he didn't work out. Even though I love you to death because you're the father of my son, there's nothing that you particularly can say to me about what's going on in my household, just like I can't say anything to you about what's going on in yours.
Right. So the next topic that we did talk about this month was personality types. And it was really interesting to see how different personalities have an impact. There's actually literature and reports that show how different personalities have an impact on the quality of relationships. And I know on the podcast, we had one extrovert and two introverts for that session. So, and Nicole kind of felt like the odd man out. So I'm going to ask everyone on here, what do you identify as? Everybody pretty much knows I identify as being introverted. I already know what Keisha is. I'm pretty sure everybody else does too. But Keisha, go ahead and tell them what you identify as.
Really? Gamma. So, yeah, the gamma chick. I can kind of see myself in all of them just a tad.
No, the extrovert or introvert?
Oh, I'm definitely an extrovert.
Definitely. She is definitely an extrovert. I'm just saying. How about Darius? What would you classify yourself as, an extro or intro?
Ambi. I'm an ambivert.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, baby, I knew that. Yeah.
No.
No, I can be both. It depends on the situation. Like settings like this, group of people, lots of people, I can be both. It depends on the setting, like the ground. Like people I don't know, I'm more inside myself. Sometimes in at home, depends. It just depends on the situation, but I can be both. But I'm more introvert, I would say, I guess.
Okay.
So question, when you're relating with people, does it give you energy or does it take energy from you?
Both. It depends on, it depends on the situation, because if I'm around people I don't know, I feel myself being drained just being around people, especially like large groups. But like settings like this, I get energy when I'm talking to people, and I know the situation or I know somebody around it, and I feel pumped. I think that's the thing about podcasting that really it brought something out of me because doing that when that red light turns on, I get more energy. So I can be both more introvert than extrovert, but I try.
And how about Miss Chambers?
I'm a little bit of both as well. It really depends. I'm definitely a homebody, but I am starting to break out more now. But yeah, I'm definitely a little bit of both.
Let me tell y'all how I know she ain't keep it real with y'all. We can go to Walmart right now.
First off,
see 50 people she know, they'll all run up on her. I can go to Walmart right now and don't nobody see me.
Me neither. I like ninja.
It was my professions that I've had. And I was out in the community a lot, so a lot of people, even if I don't know them, they would know my face.
Right. Right.
I be trying to cut it out. My bad.
Y'all are so cute.
I know.
How about you, Daryl? Daryl?
Again, Daryl just spoke for me. So.
Oh gosh, you cannot. You cannot keep doing this.
I'm just joking. I'm a little bit of both as well, though. It's definitely situational. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, it depends on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. How the conversation is going, and are people really into having fun and that kind of stuff, or if they out here just faking the funk or whatever, man. It just it really just depends. So I'm it's situational, and I can be a little bit of both.
Okay, I'll take that answer. You're copying off of people's paper. I'll take it. How about you, Victor?
That's how I got through school, man.
I do people watch before I feel my energy rise. Like if I look at the situation, it looks like it's a bunch of lame people who ain't gonna get my humor or what I got to say. I'm gonna just reserve myself. But like I said, if it's people who I know I can joke and laugh and be around like that, and it also depends on my mood. How if you had a long day, it's kind of hard to be out.
Are you a Gemini? I'm joking.
No, I'm a Sagittarius. Like long.
Okay. Oh, hey Victor, are you still with us, Victor? What would you classify yourself as?
I identify myself as an extroverted introvert, like some other people on here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm introverted, but I know how to turn it on to be an extrovert.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen it. So you're absolutely correct. So it looks like I'm outnumbered here because I'm kind of the ninja. Like if I go out, I really intend on not being seen. I do everything I purposely can not to be seen. And when people do see me, if I see them first, they won't see me. So it's, I mean,
I agree with that so much.
Yeah, if I see you first, you're not gonna see me. And if I'll have my headphones on, and there won't be anything in the headphones, just so people won't talk to me. Like, yeah, it's kind of who I am. But if you know me, and if you're in my inner circle, it's a whole different experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm very talkative, and very, I wouldn't say outgoing, but I'm not a
well.
Exactly. Well, I don't know about all that.
Once she's out, y'all, she is definitely out. You just got to get her out the castle.
Okay, so let's hear some stories. Let's hear some stories.
Oh no.
Well.
Let's go.
Let's not. Nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here.
I can't wait till Wednesday now.
Michelle can be a lot of fun. She just have to get out, for instance, at first when we got to the comedy house, she was a little nervous because with some extra people around, but once she got comfortable, she got loose.
It was COVID. That's what I was nervous of. That's what I was nervous about. Y'all sitting way too close.
She's a mess.
I'm out here risking it all for my kids. Risking it all. Dang it. And you all in my space. But yeah, I'm not an extrovert to the point of I won't do stuff. You might have to ask me a couple times, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out. Because I think everything you've asked me to go to, Keisha, I've gone. Right? So
Yeah, because I won't leave you alone. I keep bugging you until you do it. So,
yeah,
but once you got there, you had fun. It was just
I did.
getting her out the castle. That's the biggest
Yeah,
part.
yeah. How do you all think that impacts relationships though? When you have somebody who's extroverted, like two extroverts or two introverts, because mostly everybody on here is saying they're both. Like I can't claim being an extrovert because being around people drain me. You know, even after thanks Victor, even after going out to see Mike Epps, which that was great. That next day I was just like drained for the rest of the day. Like all I did was veg out. So how do you think that looks in a relationship when you have somebody who's extroverted and introverted? Because if you have two extroverts, you know, that just sounds exhausting to me. I'm sorry. So if you have two extroverts, you guys are all ambiverts. So I guess it all works out for you guys, right? Like, is there any a time where somebody wants to do something and you rather not?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the
Definitely.
one coughing is a perfect example. The one that is coughing is a perfect example. So you still want him to speak for you?
Yep.
Hey, brother, you might want to get out the boat now.
I might want to get out the boat now. Okay, all right.
No more copying off the paper.
All right. We disconnected at this one. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we're gonna come back after this question, baby. I'll let you know. This ain't the question you want to ride with me on, brother. This ain't the one. Okay, I don't really do much. Like, I'm old. Like, I work. I just want to come home.
You're not old, but okay.
I'm older.
There you go.
I've done a lot when I was young. I ran these streets.
He did run the streets. He told us about it.
Hey!
I believe it.
Reform. Prison reform.
Not prison. Oh my gosh.
So I mean, I try to do stuff with my energy levels, and sometimes I just be like, man, I want to do something, but I don't. So I need to work on getting better with that. Sometimes it's mentally so much in my head going on. They work and this and that. I don't know.
So you guys kind of have to play off each other.
More her energy than mine.
Well, how about you, Daryl? If you're with somebody who is like, I want to go, and you're just not feeling it, how would you balance that?
Go.
Really? Okay.
You hear that? You hear that?
Brother, that's why you
hear
got
that?
off the boat, because I'm not.
Hear that? He said go.
Find the curve.
He said go.
I'm not saying me go. I'm saying if they want to go, they can go.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm
Inform or step.
I'm kidding.
Dang.
No, if it's something that they're truly interested in and they feel like it's going to benefit them in some kind of way, I'll try to make a way to go ahead and hang out with them.
I try to go.
I can't.
Okay, I intend on going. Okay,
I would go, but it would have to be under the understanding that when I'm ready to leave the event, we need to leave. So it's kind of like meeting halfway. Like, I know this is important to you and you want to do this, but you have to understand this is draining for me. So yeah, we'll go out, you go have your whatever extroverts get from being around people. But when we make that eye contact and I'm ready to go, we need to roll. Like, so I feel there needs to be some type of understanding with that. Like, I don't want to hold you back from having fun, but give me the same respect when I'm getting drained. You know what I'm saying? And for the extroverts on the call, would that work? Like, if you guys were with an introvert?
See,
I have a solution. Take 2 cars.
Yes.
Yep, that might work. That might.
Darius how many times I have left him because I'm like, I'm ready to go, and you're still playing around and talking to your friend. So I will literally, we taking 2 cars because when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Right.
And that was going to be my question to you, Michelle. Like, with being an introvert, with dating someone who's an extrovert, how has that worked for you, like in the past?
I've only dated one extrovert, which is
Mhm.
funny. I've only dated one, and it worked. I liked it. It was because like when I get out of my nest, I'm all out. I'm
Mhm.
good. It's just getting me there. So allowing somebody has to be patient enough to say, all right, you want to go? I'm probably gonna say no the first 2 times, but then if you ask me again, I'm like, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it because
Okay.
I know it's important for the connection because I understand that that individual gets energy from doing this. So I'm going to have to come out my comfort zone a little bit to allow this relationship to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just not do anything because I don't want to do anything. It has to be, you have to meet in the middle. And that's why I said I'll go, but there has to be an understanding that when we make this eye contact and I give you that look, like, and y'all know I got the looks. I got so many looks. So if I give you that look, it's time to go. Or if we're taking 2 cars, but I wouldn't want to take 2 cars because I wouldn't want to leave him, you know, and not in the sake of leaving him because there might be some chicks who trying to holler. It's more of leaving him. I feel like I'm leaving that responsibility of the relationship because I'm leaving him there by himself. Does that make sense? No,
Yeah,
to nobody.
it makes sense. It makes sense. So if you can choose, if you for the introverts and the extroverts, if you had to choose between, would you date someone that's the same as you or the
I've done
opposite?
that.
What would
I've
you
done
do?
that too.
That's for
Oh,
everyone. Like, would you be more
yeah, that's a
comfortable?
good question for everybody.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to start with me. Let's start with Nicole.
Um, so I'm an extrovert, and I definitely get energy from, like, when I go to the gym and other people are around, then I'm pumped too. But if I were to work out at home, I'm like, what is, it's hard to get that energy from myself. But I have been with an extrovert that literally would just keep going, 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 and I would get the
What are we
Michael
talking
Jordan
about
cry
here?
face.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Or the Michael Jordan cry face. Like, do we have to go out again? To where I wanted to find a balance, but there wasn't because this person just wanted to continue going out. So I mean, I would say an extrovert because I really like experiencing new things, and I find it challenging for
Ooh.
an introvert to want to
Wow,
go
Nicole.
try new things.
Wow. I'm going to have to get off here and
So,
process this.
well, it
How
is
about
like you said, you'll say no, and so I'll stop
just
asking. Like,
ask
do
me
you
one
want to
more
come? No.
time?
Do you want to come? I'm like, good Lord, then we're playing the game. Do you want to go or not? I'm not trying to play games here.
Yeah, see, I
So
guess it's
I
good I'm a
would
girl.
say,
We won't work
so
out.
I would say, or at least, give you a week out. Do you want to go, on this hike next Thursday or something like that? But for me, I'm all about the experience, and it's much easier to convince an extrovert to try these different experiences than an
And
introvert.
here's the thing, though, for anybody listening to, it's not that introverts don't want to go out and do stuff. We just do it by ourselves. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we don't want to do things. We just do. If you will never find me in my house, like if I have money and my car has gas, I'm out. Like you would never find me in my house because I just like to do things. I just do it alone, you know. And then when I do get a partner, they're going to be doing things. Like I don't think you would be able to find any ex of mine saying Michelle doesn't do stuff. I do stuff. It's just very small groups or I'm by myself. So just want to throw that out for anybody listening. Like, damn, introverts don't do nothing. Like we do. We just do it by ourselves. Keisha, would you be more balanced with an extrovert or an introvert in your opinion?
Um, I've been thinking about that as I listen to y'all talk. I think I don't know. I think I would probably be comfortable with someone who's a little of both, even though I'm completely extrovert. Only because sometimes um staying in is kind of cool, you know what I'm saying?
It's so
So
cool. It's so cool.
yeah, but not all the time. So I'm more of I've dated someone who was an introvert, and so it's like we have to kind of balance it out. Like, okay, we can stay in for like 2 weekends, and then we can go out for 2 weekends, or we can do this. So it's kind of like give and take. As long as I can get that give and take, I'm cool. But if it's no, I don't want to go, then I'll kind of feel like Nicole, like, okay, this is not going to work for me. Especially, I've been in situations where I've been told, well, you go too much, but then the person didn't want to go. So then it seems like, okay, now we have a problem, because now you want to go. So I'm like, well, come with me, or let's do something. Well, no, I don't want to. But
See,
so
that's an introvert I can't get down with. Like, if you're going
yeah.
someplace fun, I'm going. Let's move it. Let's do it.
And Michelle, I can honestly say that about you. It may be, hey, let's go. Keisha. Well, come on, Michelle, let's do it. It's gonna be fun. Okay.
Let's
You know,
go.
so it's like, and then once you get there, it's like, boom, you can't even tell that you're like an introvert. It's
Oh,
just
I'm wilding when I'm out. When I'm out, it's on.
getting you off the castle. You have to come down off the castle.
I
Yeah.
know. All right, Daryl, you had time, and I'm not letting Darius go in front of you, so no copying off papers.
Oh shit.
Come on, Daryl, don't be scared unless you're talking. Are you talking and I can't hear you?
No, you definitely ain't talking.
Oh, he's definitely not talking. We scared him away.
You'll be back.
Okay, he'll be back. We're sorry. All right. Well, I guess
That's
I
the
can't.
strategy to get the other answer. So you can still copy off the paper.
That's what.
He might just be
It's
waiting in the
strategic.
wings.
Yep.
Well, actually, I can't really ask the chambers because, like, they're gonna be like, "Well, we ain't gonna be seeing nobody else. We seeing who we seeing right now." But
The rest of my life.
yeah, aw, tear. But
Who
did
knows
you?
how long that's gonna be? I'm black and she might kill me one day. You never know.
Wow.
It might not be a long life.
So you almost had it.
I know. I just had to fuck. I see. That's why.
Wow.
That's why I see. Obviously, why I be having to. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a long life because I love her, and even though we're both kind of the same but different, we do balance each other out because she does want to go more than I do. So she has forced me to open my horizons of different things and just new things. I never thought I'd eat like mushroom steak. Like it was supposed to be steak, but it was actually made of mushroom. Like vegan
Yes,
food.
it's
I tried
good.
vegan food. Yeah, okay. You keep telling yourself that, but yeah.
That's all I eat.
I can't do it. I mean, I'll do it in the occasion. She makes it taste good, so I forget
Mhm.
sometimes.
She's
Like, if
trying
she
to
don't tell me
extend
what
your
it
life.
is,
She's extending your
yeah,
life.
yeah,
She said,
yeah,
"Yeah." So,
yeah.
and I know since Daryl's really hiding from us right now, so we're gonna do this. Hold on, I thought I heard something. No, okay. So we're gonna circle back around to Nicole, to kind of end this out because we're approaching our hour. We were talking about vulnerability before you came on, Nicole, and I probably did not give it a glowing recommendation. Keisha kind of didn't either. So
Yeah.
we kind of wanted you to kind of wrap it all up in a bow for us on the importance. The chambers did allow us to kind of listen on how their relationship has grown with it. And Miss Chambers did say that it's a process and it's still an ongoing process. But we really didn't give it a glowing seal of approval. So if you want to do your cheerleading thing that you do for vulnerability and the importance of that in relationships, like again, what would you say to somebody who's still kind of like, vulnerability means weakness?
Okay. Um, well, vulnerability is the bridge to connection. So if you are looking to strengthen your relationship, however, professional or wherever, with your family, friends, spouse, whatever, there will come a time where you will have to cross that vulnerability bridge to strengthen the connection. So I feel that it's very important in any type of relationship to actually embrace it if you want stronger relationships, if you want to continue to have people at arm's length and not allow them to see you or embrace you fully, then and keep that quote unquote safe area, then you won't embrace vulnerability and you will have less richer relationships and encounters. So it's, to me, it's imperative.
Right. And I agree. I think it is. I think the challenge, and Keisha probably can co-sign too, is not so much the understanding that it's needed, it's understanding you have to allow yourself the a space where it's uncomfortable because you are putting yourself in a situation where you could be hurt, but the outcome is greater than the fear of being hurt. Would you say that?
I would.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah,
All right.
because you're either learning, you're learning, you're taking on, more information and you're evolving as a person. So, yes, it does seem big and scary, but once you embrace it, then you're on to the next lesson with a richer experience and relationship with that person or with yourself.
Okay. And I like that response. So as we wrap it up, go ahead and Darius and let everybody know who's listening how they can hear you, talk to you, listen to you, and what awesome things you got coming up.
Please don't talk to me. But you can find me and listen to me on Anchor. No, because here's the thing. I say that because the last couple weeks, you can find us on Instagram.
I've seen your post on Instagram. Yes. I've seen
but on Instagram, if you do come, just like some things, make a few comments. Please don't inbox me about Forex, the Illuminati, or how you can promote my podcast. If you got less followers than me, I don't need you. You can find us on What's This Shit _ podcast.
Clutching
Facebook
my
is What This
pearls.
Stuff. No, because I found out that we've made it now because we have the Illuminati after us. People who do Forex, and then these and I use air quotation podcast promoters who can get me 5,000 views and 10 million follows if I just give them $5 and a sack of beans. Like, so it's getting outrageous now, the amount of influx that we've received. And since I manage the social media myself, I got to go through this, and it ain't fun for me because I don't like social media. And I made a pledge to myself the last 2 weeks that I will really go on Instagram and really start interacting with people. And it's helped because it got our follower count up, but it's also draining because I don't like doing it. It's so hard. It's so tedious. You got to respond to people and pretend you care about some stuff. And,
why you said pretend?
Not pretend. Well, no, because like I said, the Forex people just, I got to pretend like I don't really need it when I just want to be like, please leave me alone. I even told them it's a robot running our account. And they still decided to come back and try to respond. But I have enjoyed interacting with people. You can find us live on Facebook every Wednesday, or at least for the next 2 weeks, because our season finale of season 3 is coming up on the 8th. I don't know if you guys know, but Miss Michelle's coming on the show this Wednesday.
I will be there.
So this month of August, I've done dope Black women in podcasting, and just dope Black women, period. So every Wednesday this month, we've had a Black female who's either in podcasting or in comedy. I had 2 comics come on and just let them talk about. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say, what happened to the sound effect?
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Hey. You in the back.
Sit down in the back.
Clap. Yeah, thank you. Cheap seats. But no, because I did a show called Queenish, which was we had a panel of Black women come on and just talk about real things, just relationships and crazy DMs and all this stuff. So it was a pleasure, and I decided I wanted to extend that farther than one day and just make it a whole month. I've had enough guys come on and we shoot the breeze and talk mess, and that's cool. But I wanted to make a safe space because it started out as a man cave podcast, just me being able to talk as much mess and offended people, many people as I can in smaller amount of time. And then I decided I want to do more, make it like a late night talk show. So I was able to branch out and we've only been doing this for a year. So that's how much we've grown in this year. To go into our 4th season and make a lot of connections and meet a lot of dope people who want to work with us, and we want to work with them, and it's just been fun. So that's what I got going on. So
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it too. Let's check to see if Daryl's returned. Hey, Daryl.
Yes.
Oh, John, welcome back.
gosh.
Oh,
Yay!
hell no, man.
Oh my
Imagine
goodness.
that. Oh, it's time to go. The credits is rolling.
Nah,
Here comes
nah.
Daryl.
He's gonna get that question. He's gonna get the
You gonna get
question.
this work.
He's gonna
You
get that
gonna get this
question.
work.
Wait.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
The question that you missed, Mr. Black Ovation, was: would you feel more comfortable in a relationship with an extrovert or an introvert or somebody in the middle?
Probably somebody in the middle. You're not gonna run me to death, man. You're not gonna have me running all over the damn place. But probably somebody in the middle though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do like going out, stuff like that. Somebody mentioned the hiking thing. Coincidentally, I do like hiking my damn self. I'll do stuff like that. But if it's somebody that just wants to run, go to the club every goddamn weekend or something like that, man, you can have that, man. I'm not with all of that kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, so somebody that's in the middle where we can, chill, relax, that kind of stuff, and when it's time to go out and hang out and build up that energy, that kind of stuff, then we'll do that.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer. It does seem copy-ish off the paper, but I can't say that you did because you
Oh
weren't
no,
here.
that's real. Oh, that's
That
real.
was real. You weren't here for it, so that was an honest answer. Yay.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Absolutely right. So tell the listeners all about what you're doing, your podcast, and what you have coming up on your side of the fence.
Got you. Yeah, absolutely. The All Things Black podcast. Basically, I just tell Black stories and life experiences through the art of podcasting. What I got coming up is a podcast audio training. I am a audio engineer. I do have a degree in that, went to school for it and everything. So I'm just really in the space where I'm want to help podcasters that have been in the space for a while or that's just starting to kind of help them with their audio. I do see a lot of times, podcasters out there. That's an area that they struggle with. Content is one thing. I definitely understand that, but I think audio is has to be married with that. So good, and it doesn't have to be like immaculate or anything, but at least good sounding audio will help your listeners experience and that type of stuff. So I do have that coming up on the first. And
The
it's just
first.
basically, it's just like a webinar. So I'm going to just be teaching some of the basic things where people can understand the concept of audio and how to actually record clean from the beginning, right? That way, you have a really nice leg up, and your content, your great content or your good content, will be married with some really really great audio. So that's what I got coming up. And again, I'm just out in this space trying to make sure that Black people get seen, get heard. You know what I'm saying? And we find a way to actually come together, bridge the gaps that's and different things that's been going on in our community and whatnot. So I really, that's really what I'm about. So I'm unapologetic about loving Black people, and I absolutely wholeheartedly love Black people. It's gonna be like that till the day I die.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I want to thank both you, Darius, Miss Chambers, and Victor, even though he had to get back to shooting his movie. Like, we are so awesome because he stopped shooting a movie to participate with us this evening. So that was cool. But in participating in the first live. So we covered everything, the vulnerability, personalities, and speaking life. And as we end, I just want to speak life to you all. You guys are amazing. I'm very thankful to have you all be a part of this podcasting journey, especially to Keisha and Nicole, who kind of took up and picked up the ball when it was fumbled in the beginning and allowed me to continue moving forward with this. So you guys are amazing. And Daryl and Darius, you guys are awesome for just being that support and collaborating and allowing us to grow within this community. So thank you all so much.
Yeah, this was
And
nice. This
oh,
was really nice. I thank you for inviting me to this. So I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you,
you.
Michelle.
Also, can I do one shameless plug?
Do it.
Okay, so if y'all ever need skincare products, right? My wife does that stuff herself in home, and if it can make me unashy, it can work on anybody. I got the driest
My man
skin
said
on
unashy.
How can we get it?
Yeah,
Where can we find
it's
it?
rooted by Tiana Danielle. You can find it on Instagram, Facebook. Your mama's kitchen, probably, because she probably got it. I know my mom had some. It's in 3 stores here in Canton, Ohio. She made it to 3 stores right now. And she's looking, I say we because I'm a financial backer. I'm a silent partner, but I'm not going to be silent right now. So it's rooted by Tiana Danielle. It's really dope. And I wouldn't say it just because she's my wife, although she pays me. I'm going to say it because it's really dope. She does skincare. You got dread. She makes dread bombs, beard care, pretty much everything. It's all organic, all things you can name, and she does it herself. And I love her because it's a business that she is proud of. I'm proud of her for it. She just made a new dope logo. I put it on my Instagram. And that's shameless plug. I'm sorry, I didn't want to take up too much.
No, that's good. And I love
y'all
to
need
see
that.
teamwork.
I don't have a discount code or nothing, but I know somebody in the company, so I might be able to hook y'all up. Go ahead.
I love it.
Another example of speaking life. I love it.
Speaking life,
go.
and I love building
Absolutely.
like teams. It's teams. Like when I'm looking at this situation, I think we even talked about that on the podcast. It's like your partner should be your team player. Like even if I don't have an interest in what you're doing, I'm gonna still speak it up. Like
That's
you
right.
got this. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I might not be able to do what you're doing, but I got you. Whatever I can do to promote and to push you, that's what I'm here for. And I'm gonna need the same thing. So I love to hear that teamwork mentality because I've seen relationships where you wouldn't even understand how they're together because they're bringing each other down. But I don't.
I got a cousin like that. You know, we're gonna say that for another time. We gonna need 2 bottles of rosé, some Cisco, and some Mad Dog to get
so
to that
I'm gonna invite you on mine, man, so we can go ahead and get that information out there.
No name, I don't like to name names though. So for the industry and things like that, so my motto has always been no names, please. But yeah, I can tell that story. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna know it's them, even though they might know it's them. But they, if I feel like if you put it out there,
right.
and if you put it out there in the atmosphere, it's fair game. Like,
and it's also something called trauma bonding, and that's an episode that's gonna be coming up too about how trauma.
They full of trauma. I mean, I'm talking about sending each other to jail.
Oh wow,
damn,
that's not a team.
Oh, they got married. So
that's juicy. Hold on.
Now wait a minute. Now this might be the couple I know because they got married too.
You ain't hear this from me because what was Burrell say? I ain't one to gossip, and you ain't hear
that from me. Yeah.
But
trauma bonding is a real thing. Trauma bonding is a real thing, and it's one of the hardest relationships for people to understand and get out of. So, and that's definitely
I think they love each other. They just love each other differently.
Well,
it ain't my type of love because I don't like that. I don't like drama too much. But if it worked for them, they like it. I love it. More power to you.
We know what that's code for.
Angela and Marcus of the group.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks again for everyone being on here. And I want everybody to take care. Have a freaking amazing week. Stay safe.